Okay, I'm gonna keep this brief. I'm trying to get into the habit of really being connected more with people and putting myself out there, especially as I'm nearing what I think is going to be the end of editing of my book and having to make the decision between pursuing professional editing and a self-publishing route or querying again. My first time querying, I think as with everyone's first time querying, was horrible. I got no requests to read. I got all rejections, but I got really nice comments. And after that, I paid for a developmental editor because they were doing a deal on sci-fi books. So I've improved a lot. I feel way more confident about my writing now than I did in the past, but I'm just at that junction. I'm waiting for a couple of my friends to finish reading my last edit before I started my current edits, so I can take all of their notes and incorporate it in, and then I'm gonna sit on it for a minute and go from there. But other than that, that's where I'm at. If I do self-publish, I think I would love to publish it on like maybe autumn of next year, but that I don't know if it's achievable for me, because if I self-published, I would one, either have to do a lot of work myself, or sorry, my cat's being a dork, or invest a lot of money in people. I just dropped a bunch of my cards. Anyway, I don't know if that's achievable to publish late next year, autumn next year, but something I'm keeping in mind as I'm thinking about like where I'm going from here. I don't know where I was going at that point, but like, oh, that was the point. I'm at the stage where I'm like, I've almost got this really nice professional website done. I'm almost finished with like my current round of edits on what would be my debut novel, and having to decide where I'm going with that, which means I'm gonna suddenly I'm gonna have a lot more free time to do other stuff, like maybe write some short stories, maybe revise some old ones and republish those, do some more reading. I just finished the ARC copy of my buddy Ed, his second book, Feast of Stones, and I fucking love that. And I need to beta read for my other friend, my roommate, and her book, Tian. And then I want to like touch base with any of my other friends and see if they need some beta reading, because I know a couple of them have been, reading for me and been really helpful, so I want to do that back. But like I'm at the point where I'm like I'm outlining my second book, because I'm like, at this point the only thing I'm going to be changing is minor details and like either querying or pursuing a professional editor. So I'm gonna start writing my second book, and I've got half of an outline done. I need to finish the other half, and like maybe pursue some other things. I mean, there's a little fantasy series I'm thinking about doing. I've got two fantasies. One is technically co-written by my wife, and I really want to work on that. The other, I've thought about making a comic, but like I don't know if I can commit to the labor that is necessary for a comic. So I've got some ideas on ways to do that in a more flexible way. But yeah, I'm like there was a whole point to this, but anyways, I'm about to have all this free time. We're going to be able to think and really work on some other projects and advancing this story, and I'm thinking about where I'm going with what I want to do with my writing. So I'm trying to get in the habit of talking about it and being in line and being a figure who's trying to sell a book one day. I don't know. So here I am. It's my day off. I'm trying to decide what book I want to read first. Tian got me for Yule these books. I really want to read The Three Body Problem. I started and then got sidetracked. But she also got me this. And then she got me a couple other books that I have sitting around. My wife got me The Art of War. I might read that. I also might honestly reread my cosmology textbook from my astronomy class. Because that's what I do. But I don't know. Let me know if the 3 people who watch or are aware of my existence, what book I should read first. If I should read The Three Body Problem, The First Sister, or The Art of War. Let me do this real quick. Here, we can look at my tarot card for the day. It's like tarot. I'm not big into tarot reading and as a spiritual practice, but meditatively, it's really interesting. I find it fun. It's number 5. 5 of Cups. Fuck. Right? Yeah, it's the 5 of Cups. This deck is weird. I really like the art on it, but it's really confusing because they don't have any of the names on here. So the major arcana is all in Roman numerals, and then all the minors are like a Roman number. Arabic number, sorry. So sometimes I look at the card and I don't know what I'm looking at. But I like the art. Cool. That's our card for the day, guys. 5 of Cups. You can go look that up yourself. I don't care. I do care. I'm going to read about myself, though. So I think what I'm going to do is what the ye olden YouTubers did. And I'm just going to treat this as like a journal. So I don't think I can do the vlogging thing. I get too sidetracked to really sit down and remember to film things throughout the day. I've tried on a couple of occasions. It's just not for me. Anyway, I think that's all I have. Yeah, gonna finish editing this last round for Judgment, and then I really have to decide. I need to decide by August, I think, because my original plan was to begin querying. That's when I was thinking about querying again, but now that I'm like in between wanting to do that or not, that's my deadline to be finished with editing, and I'd prefer to be finished by end of next month. With this big one I'm doing, then my notes from people who are beta reading for me, I'm not gonna rush them on that. So yeah, end of June I want to be done with this edit, and then I gotta decide by August which way I'm going, if I'm gonna go straight to the process of self-publishing or if I'm gonna try querying again, now that I've learned a lot more and I've grown as a writer. By the way, the developmental editor I hired worked with the One minute. He's knocking around stuff on my wife's 3D printer. He's such a little shit. The developmental editor I worked with was Bryn Donovan with the Lucky Editor. Lucky Author? But she's great, and I got a lot of good notes, and I feel like I've really come a long way. There's more I can do, but I think I'm happy. But until next time, I'm the host, PJ.